It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor.
Hey there everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Every Pokémon Ever. I had a couple things I wanted to show you guys from my trip here. Did you enjoy that last video on the Pokémon Center in New York? I sure did.
You'll remember this guy from the PCNY video? This is really something, isn't it? Just imagine, this Game Boy may have actually been there back in the day, collecting dust. Last time, our mainline Johto adventure finally came to a close. Granted, there are still a couple of loose strands. For instance, who is this lady when you start up Crystal? And why does she think I care about her daughter vying for a job at Elm's lab? I don't. Or exploring this unreachable house thanks to the coin case. But we really did tie up most of our Johto adventure with a nice little bow.
Well, in the American version, anyway.
Hold on to your hats, because the Japanese version of Crystal is hiding more secrets.
Many more. And you might remember this thing that I previously mentioned. We're going to cover this interesting piece of equipment called the Mobile Adapter GB. Oh, sounds like a trolley's coming around. Let's go check it out.
Oh no! Somebody help me! Oh no, please! Please, somebody!
Yeah.
Game Boy Color.
見て、つながったよ。よし、やった。
子供たちにも新しいゲームの世界にチャレンジさせたい。
So, what is the Mobile Adapter GB? Well, essentially it's a device that allowed users in Japan to connect their Game Boy to their cell phone with a specialized link cable. In the world of Pokémon Crystal, this would unlock several further capabilities for the game, allowing players to trade and battle wirelessly. That's right, the Game Boy was online in 2001. This means we'll need a Japanese copy of the game. Look at this circuit board with Suicune's head thingy inside. That looks amazing. Anyway, let's unbox this bad boy and take a look at what's inside. The adapter here is the blue version, the most common of the bunch, because most phones back in the day operated on a PDC-based connection. There was also yellow and pink? Red? Okay, it's red. Variety for different J-phone connections, as well as an unreleased green version that was set to come out, but sadly, it never did. But more on its untimely demise later. First, we need a compatible J-phone.
And wouldn't you know it, I just happen to have one of these lying around. Don't you?
We can check the model number here for compatibility. The adapter package comes nicely paired with a great instruction booklet for Pokémon Crystal. Ah, this artwork. Hey buddy, why the long face? As well as the official website instructions which tell you how to... What? Why does this cartoon cell phone have legs? I'll never view this the same way again. My childlike personality has been tainted by your evil cartoons. After enacting the mobile service, that was it. Your Pokémon Crystal upon booting would forevermore show the Mobile GB logo. You could use this new online functionality for a variety of other games too, as long as you were willing to walk around in public like this. The adapter package came paired with an online starter game called Mobile Trainer. It would introduce the user to taking their Game Boy online and allow a few peer-to-peer options, such as email and receiving news blurbs. This is making me think back to the Satellaview BSX hub we visited that one time. You could even browse the internet on your Game Boy. Well, I mean, kind of. Anyway, from the main hub we can travel to 3 lands of Mobile Trainer World. The first involves a number of ways to message people. Ooh, fan mail? Thank you, random fan. I completely agree. If anything, this is worth looking into for the animations and music alone. More importantly to Pokemon, the internal code shows a test email that was meant to be sent to players as a joke, promoting a new title in the franchise, Pokémon Moss version. This just shows you that Pokemon love to troll their fanbase, even in the early 2000s. While Pokémon Crystal was by far the most integrated game to use this odd mobile apparatus, several other titles also had some connectivity with the device. Mario Kart Super Circuit allowed online races with friends. Mobile Golf allowed access to challenge competitions and DLC Mario characters, including Foreman Spike? That's just... wow. Deep cut right there. But you could also play a special Monopoly Cup. Try to be the very best bass fisherman or woman on the internet. Get Doraemon a time phone so he could download helpful items. And even download more minigames for the pretentiously named Net to Get Minigames at 100. Yeah, they didn't at 100. Even with mobile downloads, they only added 26. Whoever made this title and box art probably got fired.
You're fired.
And again, this is just scratching the surface of the mobile adapter's tenure as an internet wonder machine. But none of this really caught on with the general public, save for one game. You guessed it, Pokémon Crystal. Before we check it out, we have to get to Goldenrod City. Again. I have no idea how to spell Cody in Japanese. Hopefully this doesn't say anything naughty.
20 minutes later.
Is this how you make brand in Japanese? Somebody help me.
More moments later.
Okay, so here we are in Goldenrod City. If you'll remember from our Celebi video, Japanese players were treated to a larger than average Pokemon Center here called the Pokemon Communication Center, or PCC. This expansion was just made to house the mobile adapter shenanigans. Look at the size of that TV, holy moly. At first, many areas are blocked off and the Pokemon Center music here is normal. But after connecting your adapter, you'll notice the music here becomes a more subtle version of the Pokemon Center theme. I love it. And that blue floor, what a change.
I have no idea what's going on. Oh, I know. There we go.
Did it work? I can see! It's a miracle! You'll notice after linking that you now have a mobile option available from the main menu. In here we can set up our passwords and friend information to make mobile trading and battling a smoother process. We first need to set a 4-digit password. Okay. Create a friend card? Better put Brandon in here just in case he ever decides to stop being the Sour Patch Kid. Just don't tell anyone his phone number, it's private info. Okay, he is added. Now we can head through this section to create catchphrases for our own trainer card. Ooh, I know. Nah, that's not right. Oh, deep? Oh, I got one. There! Much better. Imagine every time you randomly battle me online, my deep Onyx is coming to battle. Now my trainer card looks great. We can also set messages that would show at the start of a battle, and what I would say if I won or lost. Yeah, those are good. You can trade your card information with others by adding their phone number, as well as by syncing up your Game Boy Color's infrared ports, a technology we previously used to use the card pop feature on our TCG Game Boy Adventure. Then we can also set a mobile password. Obviously I'm gonna go with Cody Rules, with a Z. I use that password for everything. And the email hackers are off to the races. And that's about all for this particular menu. Let's head back to the PCC. We can now access the back room. Ah, that's what's going on in here. 3 nerds in a room. Well, well. Let's peek through their private emails. Shh. Maybe one day the world can be connected. Wouldn't that be something? You can also find a little helpful info about mobile connectivity here. This guy's trying to sell me on his Pidgey mail scheme. Yeah, what a genius. Not. Also, right off the bat, we get a lady asking for Eon Mail. These needy people. However, you can't purchase Eon Mail in the game. So, I suppose it's high time I explain the mystery gift feature. To enable mystery gift, you need to talk to this little girl on the 5th floor of the Goldenrod department store. Go ahead and save before you speak with her. I'll tell you why in a sec. She will then tell you about Mystery Gift, which is a gift-giving system that can be accessed by putting 2 Game Boy infrared ports next to each other. You can do this with up to 5 different players every day, and each time you receive a free item, some of which, like good old Eon Mail, cannot actually be purchased in-game. We saved before speaking to this girl because she will give you your first mystery gift experience, and you have a 5% chance of landing Eon Mail from her if you don't have a second Game Boy or a friend to link up with. A variety of other items are also available from this feature, including room decorations, which we're going to cover later, and some of the rare berries, like gold berries and miracle berries, that we found hidden in the secret unknown chambers earlier in our adventure. And also some other mail styles are mystery gift exclusives. But anyway, once you get an Eon mail, you can trade it to that lady in the PCC to get a revive for each piece of mail you trade. This serves us absolutely no purpose at all. We use the clone glitch to duplicate our nuggets, and we're filthy rich! We can buy our own revives, dang it! But maybe you'll feel good inside for completing this little quest. Also, the mystery gift option will be available on the main menu after speaking with the little girl in the department store. Furthermore, if you infrared your Game Boy with somebody else's, it'll also perform a record mix, and it makes your mystery gifter appear in the Viridian Trainer House in place of our carbon copy Cal. Back at the PCC, we now have expanded mobile trade options as well, thus allowing players to trade with registered friends from afar. For a small, real-life monetary convenience fee, of course. Let's just head on into the trade room. Wow, this is neat. You'll see that the mobile trade room has a completely different setup. This big machine can connect us wirelessly. Let's check out the mobile trade features for ourselves. Maybe Brandon's available? And we are greeted by a cute animation with Pichu running around, chasing a ball of electricity. Figures. I didn't want to have to do this, but I just need to know.
Wow, we're identical.
Okay, I guess we'll have to trade with our clone.
Hey man, I heard that.
I mean, with ourselves?
Thanks, dude.
And there we go. The mobile trade menu loads up and we're good to go.
Alright, stop. I don't really like doing this that much, but I'm gonna break the fourth wall for a second. Yeah, you out there watching this video. Don't go out and buy a mobile adapter and just hope that this thing's gonna work. It's not. There's a whole thing called the REON Project, a group of enthusiasts trying to bring the service back to life. There's all this Python script coding mumbo jumbo, and all the servers are dead today. This will not work if you go buy this or even two of these and try to trade with your friend. I just want to throw out that PSA so that you don't go buy one of these because you watch this video and think, hey, this looks pretty fun. Anyway, just letting you know. Back to the show.
Let's just go ahead and swap our Johto legendaries around. See you later, Lugia. We're trading back after this, right? Of course. Oh, okay, phew. You'll notice the trade animation here has a mobile adapter GB. Fun fact, this animation actually sported a different color depending on which adapter you were using. Even the unreleased green variety. How about that? There we go. Using this system, we don't even have to get tangled up in our good old link cable to trade our Pokemon.
Well, other Cody. It's been real. Bye. I'll catch you later. Adios. Hey! What about my Lugia?
Let's get back to it. From the start, your mobile GB adventure will include the ability to get an egg ticket from the daycare man and trade it into the PCC for an odd egg. These baby Pokemon all have ridiculous 50% shiny odds, and come equipped with the move Dizzy Punch. The equivalent quote-unquote event of this in the Western games would straight up give you an odd egg as part of the main story. If you recall, we got a Pichu this way, and skipped this entire story point altogether. We can also visit the PCC Trade Corner where we can, believe it or not, seek Pokemon trades across the internet. Yeah, this was the predecessor to the GTS. Something often attributed to Diamond and Pearl actually borderline existed in 2001 on the Game Boy! Crazy! Since we have a complete living dex, we can load up and ask for any Pokemon we want in the GTS. Let's just put him in there for kicks and giggles. It's okay, Raikou. I still love you. In addition, with the ability to trade, you could also battle friends who live far away. Again, for a small convenience fee. Yeah, these events definitely cost you some yen. But, much like the Satellaview programs we previously discussed, they had to pay the bills somehow. Another place apart from the PCC that got an upgrade was the Battle Tower. Remember the Battle Tower? Where people battle to the death for vitamins. Just like an old folks' home. But with your new mobile upgrade, you can now battle random trainers from afar. In the Western Crystal version, there were no Battle Tower leaders per se, but in the mobile system, you could actually be ranked and become a Battle Room champion depending on your results. And every time you connected your phone, you could see your stats compared to your peer players. And while we're talking about the Battle Tower, there's actually a funny story that accompanies all this. Apparently, back in the days of mobile online tournaments, there were a ton of people using Pokemon with illegal moves. Nintendo caught on to this and they made it their personal goal to kind of tinker in the online capabilities. They got in there and would either delete these Pokemon from the internet or change the illegal moves to something like Iron Tail. I thought that would be so hilarious if you had a powerhouse Pokemon and you taught it a move using Game Shark, you went to log on to your mobile tournament and all of a sudden it just knows Iron Tail. That would be so funny, as long as it didn't happen to me. Anyway, heading back over to the PCC, there was one more thing that the mobile adapter could let us do, and this is the most exciting. This corner over here under the big TV screen thingy is the Pokemon News Machine Hub. Here you could occasionally download news and minigames which are often accompanied by a prize. This is where the GS Ball event was originally released for a limited time, providing a way for mobile adapter owners to get Celebi. But we'll get to that in a bit. Sometimes these random prizes could include Blue Sky Mail or Mirage Mail, which, as you'll remember, are PCC exclusive mail items which can only be obtained here. In the coding of the games, there's also a list of dummy items called Teru-sama that were never released. Maybe some of these items were supposed to be intended for the Mobile Trade Center. Who knows? Let's very quickly run through what was included in the mobile news downloads. Issue 1 came from our old pal Professor Oak, who dreams of one day finding a Pokemon Master? Shows how he really feels about me. He could just, come next door and talk to me, but instead of doing that, he's searching for a Pokemon Master on the internet. I don't know how I feel about this. Sorry, rant over. Anyway, he asks basic questions about your journey, such as how many locations did the map card guy show us in Cherry Grove at the start of our journey? Who wouldn't remember that? Issues 2 to 5 are unfortunately not mentioned anywhere online at the time of making this video. I want to know what they were. We most certainly know that one of them contained the GS Ball distribution, which we can now oddly complete here in the PCC. These were tied to a mysterious time-traveling individual called Chieko from Azalea Town, and involved a fun dice game. Who is this lady? What is her dice game?
How'd you get those? Where is she keeping them?
Chieko would appear and test your skills as a Pokemon trainer. The game involves you rolling a dice first, then you have to guess if your dice roll will be smaller or larger than Chieko's. Basically a game of luck. And not only that, but then you would take a fun quiz with more questions about your Johto journey. If you answered so many of them correctly, you would in fact get your own GS Ball, and then you could take it to Kurt and follow all of the steps to get Celebi from there. But moving on. June 2002 brought forth news issue number 6. Apparently there was an overarching contest to see who could catch the most Pokemon. What the? As well as a Pokemon character word maze in this issue where you had to follow the correct spelling of Pokemon names for your chance to win the PCC exclusive Blue Sky Mail. News issue 7 is much like the first Professor Oak quiz, except this time it's hosted by, what? By Brandon, and involves questions from your original Kanto adventure? I guess Brandon just can't move on from the old times. But his quiz is downright hard. Let's struggle through this together. How much is the Pewter City Museum's admission ticket? 50, 100, or 200 Pokédollars? This is tricky because I didn't visit the museum actually, I snuck in the back. That's what he said. But my sources tell me a child's ticket is 50 Pokebucks. Anyway, so on and so forth, answer these 10 questions, Lieutenant Surge's catchphrase, what is the Safari Zone secret? And what happens if you lose a Pokemon battle? It's not like we would even know that. Oh no, oh no. Why are you showing that clip? Stop, stop it! Best Brandon's quiz and you just might win TM26. News issue 8 was a little less hardcore. You had to choose a Pokemon cry, and then several Pokemon would appear on the screen. If you correctly guessed which one matched, you could advance to the next level. Do well and you could win rare items, like Big Pearls and Stardust. The next news release had a series of random questions that you had to use to solve a Pokemon's identity. Am I wearing something not normal? Am I cold? Do I have pointy ears? these are all questions that may lead you to an answer, and more importantly to TM35. News Issue 10 was a funny one. It was a trainer class survey, no wrong answers here. It would ask such questions as, do you care if your Pokemon moves match its appearance? Do you care if an opponent is weaker or stronger than you, etc., etc. Depending on how you answer the survey, you would get told different things, such as you belong in Team Rocket, or you are a picnic girl, or you're an elite trainer. The trainer class you receive would determine your prize. The next was yet another Pokemon quiz, this time hosted by our favorite quizmaster Blaine, who's kinda known for this sort of thing. He would ask more intense questions about your whole journey, like where exactly does the daycare man come from to look for the eggs? And how did Misty and her boyfriend... What? Who on this earth would remember the answer to that question? If you best his hard challenge, Blaine will gift you TM38 Fire Blast, a noteworthy prize indeed. And January 2003 would bring the last and final news issue in the form of a game called Pokémon High or Low. This isn't like Chieko's Dirty Dice. You would be shown a Pokemon, like Gyarados, and guess if the next random Pokemon to be shown is taller, yeah, literally higher than the Gyarados, or not. This could get you a pretty set of star pieces, and would mark the end of the news service. The amazing fact that you can download DLC onto your Game Boy for Pokémon Crystal still astounds me, and this service ended way too soon. At the end of the day, the Mobile Adapter GB peripheral was a complete and utter failure. Why? Well, the service, which was handled through various Japanese communication companies, was obviously not free to use. It was a paid online service that also charged different service fees to do certain things. And since Pokemon was at the time mainly a children's game, many aged cell phone owners didn't see a purpose to use this thing. No Pokemon playing child in 2001 had a cell phone, and cell phones in the Western world definitely weren't ready for that kind of advancement in technology. So the mobile system GB tanked hard. But it left behind a legacy as one of the pioneers of online gaming for Nintendo. You can see remnants of this system in many future endeavors, and I can't wait to see where this knowledge leads me as we advance along our journey. Until next time, stay awesome, Pokemon fans.
Another Lugia for my collection. Life is great. You! It's you! Finally! Thousands of dimensions and I finally found the guy who stole my Lugia! Get back here! Lugia!
Every Pokémon Ever is 100% non-profit, by the fans, for the fans, but there is a way that you can help out. We're supporting St. Jude Children's Hospital. Donate today and help end childhood cancer.